subscribe? Darling Radio, like and subscribe.
Because listen, the Democrats are still trying to Africanize us, even though we have told them, look, we ain't on that. They've been trying to Africanize us nonstop. And y'all got to understand something about that whole Africanizing of our lineage. See, there's been this tendency to Africanize foundational Black Americans, and that's very deliberate, and that serves multiple purposes, family. Because one, what it does, it erases our unique ethnogenesis by constantly linking foundational Black Americans to Africa. That denies us being our own unique ethnic group that emerged here in America, that in the country that we built from scratch. And that prevents us from getting the proper recognition. Similar how Jamaicans and other Black ethnic groups, they're acknowledged. Also, what that does, that dilutes foundational Black Americans' contributions. See, everything that foundational Black Americans created, the music, the food, the clothing, political movements, they try to Africanize it. And then that diminishes the credit that we deserve because instead of us being recognized as creators, we get portrayed as mere carriers of African traditions. Michael Eric Dyson does that a lot. They'll start talking about hip hop. Well, in hip hop, a lot of Black people were doing hip hop because it was an old ancient West African culture of the griot that would sit around the fire and then talk about this. Shut up, man. They love to talk about hip hop. We were doing this shit in Africa somewhere, and I always say, okay, then where's the African Nas? Where's the African Scarface? Where's the African Rakim? See, somebody on the broadcast the other day was talking about how we got hip hop and all the music styles from Africa. Okay, damn it, where's the African Beyonce? Where's the African Whitney Houston? Where is the African Luther? It don't exist. We had a ethnogenesis with a whole new spiritual energy. We had a Majara spirit that gave us a whole new ethnic identity. That's why we sound different and our vibe is different. That's not to denigrate anybody. It's just different. We do things differently. You see? But also when they Africanize us, that's also justification for mass immigration policies because when they frame us as just Africans in America, unquote, a lot of the policymakers and institutions they justify prioritizing Black immigrants over us under the guise of Black unity. You see, remember the other day when we were talking about immigration, we had some Hispanic dude trying to get us on the immigration train, and his argument was like, well, there's Haitians who's being deported too. Like we're supposed to jump up with a cape. Okay, that we're foundational Black Americans. I mean, good luck to them. But that's not our issue. You see? Another thing they want to do by Africanizing us, see, that's a way for them to block lineage based reparations and lineage based policies. Because, see, if they constantly, continuously tie us to Africa, that weakens the argument that we are a specific group owed reparations for American slavery and systematic injustices. You dig? And that allows the government to just lump us into this broader African category and make us comparable to immigrants. We really got to get off that African stuff. We just got to get off of it. It doesn't work for us right now. And it really hasn't at all. Eh? Also, what it does, it redirects a lot of our foundational Black American identity towards Pan Africanism, and the dominant society pushes Pan Africanism onto us, while other Black ethnic groups are allowed to have their own identities. They never force Jamaicans to be Pan Africans. You notice that? You're never forcing Haitians to be Pan Africans. You're never forcing Trinidadians to be Pan African. You see, it's always us. They always want us to identify more with Africa than to build on our independent nationalistic identity. You see? And also, when they try to Africanize us, that minimizes foundational Black American resistance and survival strategies that we cultivated here. See, the ways that we survived and resisted opposition through our spiritual practices, our Majora practices, our protest movements, um, we're falsely attributed to African traditions than being recognized as new systems that we developed in response to our unique experience here. Every time we do something, they try to find some random tribe that did something remotely similar in Africa 1,000 years ago. You see? So we come up with a dance. Well, 2,000 years ago, there was the Watusi tribe that was doing the dance and they were spinning on their elbow. That's where black people got it from. No, they always like to do that move. No, we developed certain things here in response to our unique experience. We were in the belly of the beast. We were dealing with this vile white supremacist on top of our necks nonstop. So we had to develop a culture of how to keep our head up being in that system, you see. And another reason why they like to Africanize foundational Black Americans is because of cultural theft and economic exploitation. They like to steal our stuff. Many industries, the entertainment industry, academia, museums, they profit off our culture and then repackage it as African to make it more marketable globally. You know, and that prevents us from claiming full ownership of it and benefiting economically. You see, that stops us from benefiting from things economically. And also the fight of the psychological displacement and the disconnection from the land. See, by Africanizing us, that creates the idea that we're not native to the United States, which fuels the narratives like, well, y'all need to go back to Africa. See, that disconnects us from our historic homeland and our claim to American land, wealth, and political influence. Family, we have to realize this is our land. We are Aboriginal over here too. That that has to be driven home. Family, if you look at old laws in this country, the white supremacists were special. They knew they had certain laws saying that Negro, mulatto, and indigenous people will be slaves. They were very, 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 very explicit about this in laws in Virginia, laws in South Carolina. They would make Negro, Indian, indigenous, and mulatto all terms that were damn near interchangeable. And they kept talking about these are the slaves: mulatto, Negro, Indian, indigenous. These were the words they were using in these laws. You understand? Indigenous and Negro were damn near used interchangeably. And they were saying the indigenous people are going to be put in slavery too. They were talking about us, and we all got mixed together. That's what became foundational Black Americans. We became an ethnic group, the Africans and the indigenous people. We got to put all of that stuff in context. You see? Also, what they like to do is Africanize us so they can weaponize Black unity to silence our foundational Black American grievances. See, when foundational Black Americans, when we demand specific recognition or justice, specifically for us, especially reparations, what have we been hearing in the last couple of years? Come on, man. Y'all FBAs are so divisive. We all African. Come on. Everybody's, when it's time for us to get something, then we all African. Puerto Ricans run around talking about why are you trying to take credit for hip hop? We all African. Fat Joe was saying that shit. Y'all remember? Fat Joe was on that we all African shit. All of them start talking that we all African when it's time for us to get something. That's why that Africanizing us is real dangerous because they weaponize that black unity against us because they ain't trying to unify with us. When they get something, it's hands off. We can't touch it. We ain't all nothing. It's Latino, nigga. This is Latin explosion. You can't touch none of it. Let it be some Jamaican Jamaican nigga. It's jerk chicken. You can't touch it. I wanna name my liquor Jorvay. Oh, nope, you can't touch that. That's our word. Michael B. Jordan. Jorvay, that's Trinidadian. Don't you dare. That's culture appropriation. You can't touch our shit. All right, that's fine. Well, we're just gonna be foundational black Americans getting our reparations. Oh, hey, nigga. Why are you so divisive? We're all the same, nigga. See, that's why the delineation movement is taking off. We didn't forget all that shit. I see some of the foreign flags in here. See, y'all want to know why the delineation is so strong? We never forgot all that little shit y'all were doing. The minute we try to touch your shit, told us to kick rocks. Y'all told us to get our hands off your shit. We was like, okay, all right. Keep that same energy though. All right. Let's keep that same energy. We'll keep our hands off. Yeah, we won't touch your stuff. Don't touch ours either. Wet, 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 nigga. Wet, wet. I didn't mean that. No, no. Now that we done backed up off you and let you hold your own nuts, it ain't really working out like you thought it was gonna work out, huh? Y'all don't have us putting the cape on for you. Things ain't really popping like you thought it was gonna pop. Yeah, we got all our hands off. Yeah, we said, okay, we're gonna take hands off of everything. We just gonna let you do you. Now cats getting rounded up and they where the FBA niggas? No, I'm over here drinking Jorvay. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm drinking this Jorvay. It's very good. I didn't know that y'all make good liquor like this, and I don't even drink. It's so delicious. But yeah, I'm here watching you drinking Jorvay, eating popcorn and some Bammy and some jerk chicken while you getting sent back to them to your spot. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. See, y'all played a real funny style game, and here it is. But yeah, family, this is why it's very important to not let them Africanize us. You see, don't let them do that. Don't let them do that because see, they like to control our black narratives and our movements. See, if we let the dominant society dictate that our black identity is strictly African based, see, that gives them control over who represents black people in politics, the media, education. You see? See, this ensures that the people are sympathetic to the dominant society's interests better rather than foundational black Americans. So they get to dictate, since we all black, they said, oh, good. So we're gonna have Cynthia Erivo represent you guys. Like, oh, wait a minute. And I just saw something where PBS got Cynthia Erivo and some other African chick singing tributes to Motown songs. And you know what? That's a thing that they do. They've been deliberately going out of their way to get these non FBAs to sing Motown tributes. Y'all remember some years ago they had J Lo non-singing ass up there doing a Motown tribute. Y'all remember that bullshit that everybody was like, "What the hell is that about?" They had a J Lo doing a Motown tribute, like Fantasia ain't standing right there, Jennifer Hudson ain't standing right there, Jasmine Sullivan ain't standing right damn there. What the hell you doing? That's for them to try to put all of these other people on our legacy. You understand what I'm saying? They do that to put these other people as the face of our legacy under this big global minority coalition so that those faces can be associated with songs. Because remember, a lot of the Motown songs, those songs were hot during the civil rights movement. When you think of Motown, a lot of times you think of the civil rights movement. So they, the dominant society, want to infuse these tethers into our historic lexicon. You know what I'm saying? And that's very deliberate. We got to understand how these people move and operate. That's why we should have been delineating a long time ago. We should have been gatekeeping our culture a long time ago, family. Let's get AVM. AVM, hop on, dear.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. How are you?
Oh, hi. Hi Tariq.
Hey, beloved, how are
I
you?
had to stay up for this one. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm in
What
DC.
city you in, dear?
I'm in DC.
Oh, there you go. What's on your mind?
So, can you remind me? I know we talked about reparations and how far back we can go in our lineage.
Hmm.
So, can you remind me, like, is it like the 1800s? How far can we go back?
Yeah, to the census 1870. That's when they really started to document us on the census forms. We were on some of them
Mhm.
before, but really in 1870, that's when they started to do it heavy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, so I- I'm so excited. So I found my family tree on my mom's side. So my grandmother, so everybody's from Greene County, North Carolina.
Hmm.
And so my great great grandfather is, he was born in 1835.
Mm.
Right. I see it, right? I'm literally looking at it right now. I just want to read it to you. I'm not going to read all of it, but my great grandma, grandfather, my grandmother's mother, father, 1887, he
Hmm.
was born. And then if you go up, he was the son of seven. And his parents, my great great grandparents, were married in Snow Hill, North Carolina in 1870.
Okay.
And then going further up is my great 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 grandfather.
Mm.
And well, they died in 1835. And he was the oldest of six.
Okay. When'd your family move
So,
out to DC?
so my grandmother grew up in West Virginia, and then the house flooded. She is the middle of six. And when the house flooded, they migrated down to DC, and that's where we've been. But I have cousins that still live in Winston-Salem, and Rocky Mountain.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Yeah, but I just wanted to share that. And another thing on my dad's side, my great grandmother, they're from St. Louis, Illinois. And I remember my grandfather telling me he came to DC from the army, but I remember him telling me that his mother was at the point where she had to choose between Native American
Mm.
and Negro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you saw her,
Yeah.
so we're all copper colored. I'm copper colored. And when I was growing up, they were like, "Oh yeah, you must got Indian in you."
Hmm.
All the time in DC cuz I'm right in the middle.
Mm.
And she had that long black hair, center part, just high cheekbones, like FBA forehead. There's a difference between our forehead and like uh what are they? Tether foreheads.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I just wanted to share this because I was so excited when I saw the family tree. I stayed up so I could call you.
Oh, yeah.
And so I am so proud to be FBA. I'm unapologetically black every day. And thank you so much for coaching us. And I'll land in a second. But like I just appreciate you for coaching us on how to be in tether spaces
Hmm.
and be able to have these conversations. And because the guy the other day, what did you contribute? All of my great great grand, they're all farmers and loggers.
Mm.
What do you think they did with the wood?
Hmm. Oh, yeah. Man, we contributed everything. We got to let these folks know. They try to play this where y'all just pick some cotton bullshit, man.
No,
Man, please.
they were loggers. One of my great grandparents' siblings died at 19. He was a logger. He worked till the death.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
So yeah, I don't play that when they start talking that we need to come together. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, I'm breaking generational curses psychologically because that trauma is passed down. I don't have time. I'm healing, get my shit together. I don't have time to help you.
Real talk. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
Yeah, man. We can't let people try to minimize um our influence on this country. I don't play that. Yeah, we shut these white supremacists down every time they try to play that. Y'all just pick some cotton. Man, please. Highlander, what's up, brother?
Hey, brother. I'm kind of upset right now.
What's wrong, brother?
Man, we got a snowstorm coming in here, man, and I ain't got no corn liquor.
You ain't got no corn liquor.
Yeah, the first time I spoke up in your space, you know what I mean. I had a little bit of tasting, and you put me on blast for it.
My man.
But yeah, and in about an hour we're gonna have some snow, and then we're gonna have some ice come in. It's gonna be nasty in the morning. So two things real quick. Um, First thing, I think I just addressed that. The second thing is I learned something about my mother's side of my history, which was in Pittsburgh. Her great grandfather, their land had oil onto it.
Within
On
Oklahoma or Texas?
Pennsylvania.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
There was oil there, and we're not an oil thing. That's why it was weird for me to learn this. And both my parents are still alive.
Okay.
Um, God bless them every day.
Yes.
And yeah, that was interesting. That land, they her basically her great grandmother or grandmother, uh, they got bamboozled for it, but they got a stipend for the land because the surveyors came out and there was oil on it. So they got maybe 3 cents on the dollar in today's terms. And I was just curious how often that happened, if people are aware of that. Second question, because you know I'm always going to end with a funny. I want to talk about pork.
Okay.
And my question about pork, 2 seconds before you shut me down and mute me. Why do you think that our people went from a heavy pork diet to an anti-pork diet today?
Probably because
And I'm going to land there.
I would say because
Aside from common sense.
I would say the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. That's when I stopped eating it because I started reading the teachings of Elijah Muhammad and books by Shahrazad Ali. Shahrazad Ali had a book called How Not to Eat Pork that she wrote in the 80s. And Shahrazad Ali is like a mother to me. I love her to life. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons. I think a lot of us in the Black community, we stopped eating it because of the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, reading books like How to Eat to Live and things like that. That really gave us a lot of good game. And we just realized how unhealthy it was.
From New York Times best-selling author Tariq Nasheed comes Foundational Black American Race Baiter, the groundbreaking book shaking up the conversation on race in America. As one of the most influential voices for Black Americans today, Nasheed exposes the tactics used to manipulate, subjugate, and control Black communities. In this powerful read, Tariq Nasheed equips you with the knowledge to resist injustice and reclaim your narrative. Don't miss out on the book that's redefining the game. Foundational Black American Race Baiter, available now at officialfba.com. Get your copy today.